Hi everyone, it's Sintang Mayumi. I have card share today using old pattern papers that I have in my stash. So this is the pattern paper. I have this for a long time now and I've been hoarding it, and the other day I said it's time to use it. So this one is the DCWV, the sweet stack, and this one has the glitter. So these are just the scraps that I have now. I use almost all of them. So, and then I don't know what to do with this two pattern paper here. So these are just the ones that I have left. This one says it has 48 delicious printed papers, and it's 8 by 8 pattern papers. And then it has the half glittered and acid free. So half of the pattern papers are glittered and then half are not. So like this one here, it doesn't have glitters on it. And then there's this one. So that's the pattern papers. I also use some stamp sets. So I use this stamp set here, Hero Art's birthday messages stamp set, and I use the sentiment, this sentiment here and this one here. Wishing you a day full of surprises, lots of smiles, the best cake ever. And then wishing you the best day ever. So that's that one. I also use this Hero Arts color layering pineapple, and then the sentiment, and also this Tim Holtz Things Slash Talk, and I use the happy birthday sentiment. I also use this Stitch circle dies, this Art Impressions, what's this one here, Whisk It set stamp set. I love this one, it's really cute. It has a lot of cupcakes, cake, it even has this oven, and she's adorable. So that's that one. I also use this penny black cupcakes, so that's that one. And also this spring chicken set from Art Impressions. I use this CC Design Scalloped rectangle die set, and I think I also use this one here, rectangles number 1. This quilted die number 9 building blocks by Gina Designs. I also used this honeybee stamps piece of cake stamp set. So I use this one, and then the last one that I use is this Spellbinders Fancy Edge Ovals die set. So these are all the ones that I used for my cards. So I colored all my images with my Zig Clean Color Wheel brush markers, and I fussy cut them, and I made 18 mini slimline cards, 3 square cards, 1 top folding card, and 2 side folding cards. So these are all the ones I made the other day. So I made 2 of this here, and I like what I said, I colored the images with Zig Clean Color Wheel brush markers. And then for her hat and her apron, I paper piece it using pattern papers, and I think this one is the doodle bug pattern papers. So I also did the same thing with this one here, paper piece it, the apron and the hat, and then I added the happy birthday. That's the paper. I use it for matting the pattern paper. So these are my cards, and then I added this sentiment from the Hero Arts sentiment birthday messages stamp set, and then added the cake. So I think I did the same thing here, but I used the plate with the I think this one is like a donut or something. I don't know what it's called. So that's that one. And then this one is the top folding one. So I used the pattern papers, and then another pattern paper, like the pattern paper I use on this one, and then I pop up this panel here, and then added my sentiment. And then the inside, I stamped these 3 chickens here, and then added my sentiment on the bottom. These cards here are the square cards. I use the scraps. I die cut them with the with this number 9 building blocks die. I use different patterns of scraps of paper in the squares. So that's what I did here, and then added the cupcakes. And then in the middle here, I added the happy birthday. And in the inside, I have the same sentiment, and then the plate of the donut and the cookie. And I did the same thing on these 2 square cards here. Added the happy birthday in the middle, and then pop up all the cupcakes, and then the what do you call this, the mittens, the one you use for when you're baking. And then the cookie, and it's the same. I think with this one I ran out of the colored images, that's why I didn't add anything in here, just the sentiment. So that's that one. And then this one is the same, and then for the inside of this, I added this image here. These 2 Slimline cards are almost the same. It's just that I used the scallop oval die cut here. This one is the purple, and I used the orange on this one. So I pop up my image, and then added it in the middle of the oval die cut, and then added this flower here. And then my sentiment says, sending you warm wishes and sunny smiles. I pop it up on foam tape, and then I distressed the edges of the sentiment. And then the inside, I just added this flower. I think I did the same thing on this one. I added the flower in the inside of the card. So that's that one. This one here, I use this pattern papers, and then I have this scrap pattern paper, so I added this in the middle, and then pop up my image, and then add my happy birthday down here. And then the inside is the same sentiment. Added the cupcake and whisk here, and that is my card. This next one here are all the same. I just use different pattern papers. So for this one here, I die cut the panel with Stitch CC Designs Rectangles 1, and then mat it with pattern paper, and then I also have this pattern paper here on the background. and then the inside is just a sentiment. It's the same with this one here, and this too is almost the same. The difference is the mat is different pattern papers. So that's that one, and then the inside. I always finish the inside too, because if I don't put anything in the inside, it feels like the card is not finished. So I always put anything, sentiment or leftover images, I always add them in the inside of the card. So that's that one. This one is, I love this one here. This one is super cute. I love the strawberry background. So this one says, "You are so sweet," and I used the Impression Obsession. I didn't show you that stamp set. It's this stamp set here. It's the Impression Obsession Farm Fresh stamp set. So I used this basket here and the strawberries and the sentiment. So I paper paste the basket. I use this pattern paper is from the same pattern paper that I use on all of my cards. So, and then I added some sequins for embellishment, and then the inside says, "Have a happy day," and then stamp 2 of the strawberries. So that's that one. These two are almost the same as well. I added the happy birthday on top of the card, and then pop up all of the images. And then the scrap of paper I added here, so my image is not floating on my card, so it has a ground. And then the inside looks like this, and it's the same with this one here. These two cards here are the same again. I use all my scraps of paper. I cut them into strips and then adhere them on the card base. So I have my background of different pattern papers, and then I have this scallop oval on the background, and then this one here is actually sticker from Michaels. I added some cardstock because this sticker is so thin, so I added cardstock on the back, and then I popped it up using foam tape, and then added my happy birthday on the bottom here. And the inside says, "Wishing you the best day ever." So this one, oh, for this one here, instead of adding the strips of paper slant, this one is straight. So that's this one, and it's the same in the inside. And then the last ones are all the same. The images that I use for these cards here is this Honeybee Stamps Piece of Cake stamp set. So I use the cake and then the cake tray, and then again I have this scallop oval on the background, and then happy birthday, and then added the sentiment inside. And then it's the same with this one here. And then this one is the cupcake. See, this one is the glittered pattern paper. So I also added glitter crystal stickles on the cupcake. This one here is a circle die cut, and the circle die cut has the glitters, and then I added a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen on the cupcake and then on the strawberries. And then again, this too is almost identical. I use pattern papers. For this one here, I pop them up on the scalloped oval die cut. But for this one, I think I like this better than this one, because this one, what I did is I adhere this cake tray and the cupcake flat on the oval die cut, but I added foam tape. I pop up the oval die cut, so there's the oval die cut is pop up, but not the cupcake and the cake tray. And then added the sentiment down on the bottom here, and then again sentiment in the inside of the card. So these are all the cards that I made using this pattern papers here. I made 24 cards. That's a lot of cards that I made using that paper, but I'm glad that I already used this and it's not taking up space in my craft area or craft space. So I hope you like today's cards, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.